Julie from RV Tips and Bits, and here we have our brand new 2021 Tab 320S BoonDock. This is the off-road edition. A little bit different than the standard one in that the actual dry weight for this is 2,082 pounds, where the one that's not off-road is about 1,900 and change. The width is the same, 6 feet 8 inches. The length is 15 feet 3 inches, which is the same, and it also is about the same of a Subaru or that type thing that could fit in the garage. However, the height of this unit is 8 feet, so you would have to have probably a 9-foot garage door or something along that line if you were going to put this inside your garage. Okay, let's take a look closer on the outside. We've got the off-road tires. Over to the left of that, we've got an outdoor plug, two sockets there. This little bracket is for your table inside, can actually come outside and slide right on there to have a table outside. It's nice to have universal uses of items. It's very sharp. On the back, you'll see the racks. These are optional items, but there are 2 separate racks. Those are removable right here. And they also have a locking mechanism with a key, as you'll see as you get up close. The Yakima, which is a very good brand. The only key thing to note about this, if you do order the teardrop cover for the BoonDock, it is a little tight because of those racks. So hopefully they'll come and make some adjustments with new covers. But right now we do have one. It's just, it covers it. It's just a little tight. This is the front. You can see it's got the chest there for the propane you'll see inside. We've got the master lock that we use for the hitch on the front. We've got the hitch lock for the pin here. They're all both keyed. And we also have the wheel lock so that it doesn't roll. We do have a slight grade on our driveway. I have opted on this unit to install my own sway bar. The sway bar is not on there obviously right now, but this is the hitch ball for one end of it, and 24 inches goes out to the other hitch ball hooked to our hitch on our Jeep. It's just more comfortable when you're driving on a highway. I don't have to use it all the time, but it's something to have in case that we are out there and it's windy or there's a lot of truckers. The spare tire is located under the racks here, and it also has the handles on both sides of the tab. I think the older ones had those too, that you can move it around. Has these extended platforms, which we'll be ordering some Diamond Shield additional storage spots for them. Here's our 7-pin plug with our bendable ties. That's I highly recommend to keep it secure in the socket in case it ever came undone. Inside the storage unit here is the propane, the 5 gallons. We did get with the deal 2 batteries. We had them hook them up in parallel. There's your battery disconnect button. Now the only thing is with this outside basket is there is no lock, and they can't legally put one on there because of the propane, but some people do add them later. The two baskets we're going to add to each side of those, and we're going to have them custom made. We will have locks on them. Up on the top, you'll see it's got the 100-watt solar, so that will be handy to keep the batteries charged when we're dry camping or boondocking. And then you come over to this side. This is awesome. This is the cassette toilet, which is keyed. It's a lock, so you unlock that. The trick with this is don't just pull that handle and pull it out real hard. People have broke them. There's a tab there you lift up, and then it very easily will slide out with no problem. That arm right here will bend around, and that's how you will actually dump it when you do end up dumping it out. There's a cap on the top that slides back. Right here, when you go to put it back in, it will slide back, and that will open up to the toilet inside the unit. Pretty nifty. You do have to clean in there a little bit more than what you might expect, but it's very efficient, and it locks back in place. Just remember that tab. Down here's your sticker for all your PSI, 50 for your tires. It's always handy. I always seem to forget all the different things that you have, what are the pressures for all of them. That's the bathroom. This is the side window to inside. Here's where you have your 30 amp shoreline cord that will go in there for your electric. Inside's very simple setup. You just follow the diagram basically on what you want to do, whether you're sanitizing, tank fill, or dry camp. It's nice to have those on there. You just turn the knobs according to the way they look on the picture. So you have your city connection and for dry camping or for city hookup, and then you also have your winterization or sanitization process. You also use that one to do fill your tanks from a bucket of water, which I'll go over that in a different video. It's kind of neat how that works. And then you have your TV outlets, coax cables that are provided here as well. So they have auxiliary, satellite, and cable. So pretty simple. You got your Aldi exhaust there, and then here we have obviously your outdoor shower. All the latches are pretty basic. Underneath is your gray water. Remember, this does not have a black water tank, so all you have is gray water, which makes it kind of nice, especially when you want to empty it. You could probably just empty it right into a bucket and then dispose of it the proper way. I think now we'll go ahead and go on the inside and check out what the inside's like. So on the door here, you've got a nice useful trash can, or plastic bag is what we use it for. Little straps there. Obviously everything's small when it comes to a tab. There's the locking mechanisms for the door. Real nice, super sturdy handle with the nice BoonDock engraved on it. New Camp decals and all. Our Tweety. That's what we've named this one, Tweety. You have a mechanical step that just pull out and push in. Pretty simple. So I'm going to show you some things inside. Do know this is a brand new trailer, so we are just now starting to do the upgrades to it, but stay tuned and hopefully subscribe to our channel and you will be caught up on all the different things that we plan on doing. So just a quick recap, they did increase the freshwater tank to 19 gallons and the gray water to 18 gallons, which was really nice. And remember that height is really 8 feet when you are dealing with the off-road unit. Your kitchen, as you can see, this was not here. We actually installed this, and I have another video on how to do that. These are adhesive 3D tiles. There's a little couple tips on putting those on, because you'll notice when you get a small trailer like this that it is not uncommon to have condensation and the temperature change quite often inside. So you want to do a couple extra steps when you're applying this adhesive tile, and I have that in another video. It does come with a glass top. Let me remove this to show you. So it comes with a glass top for the cooktop, and it goes up. But the only problem with the 2021s, and I've heard the people in the past say they don't have that problem with the older models, but with our particular one, the glass top would go up, but it would hit up against up here and not really go straight up. And it was always like, okay, is it locked? Is it not locked? And for us, it was just like an accident waiting to happen. So we removed the glass top completely. And we had a custom board made. This one here. I still got to put rubber stoppers on it. But basically, it covers the cooktop. So then we can, you know, have extra counter space and use it that way. And then we can also use it as a coup de tray. If any of you love appetizers and wine, you chop up all your appetizers and you put them all across and lay them out in a cool design, and then you serve that to your guests or to yourselves. Then you have your sink, you know, hot and cold, pretty basic. All the windows here have a pretty cool feature where when you open them up like such, you can actually open them, press these buttons in, try and do it one-handed here, and then it opens up. And to help with the humidity and condensation that might take place, they've upgraded these where you can put it just inside the lip, and it allows just a little bit of vent back there and keeps air circulating while it's still being secure. Or you can open it up all the way and then use the dials to hold it open. So put these back. And all the windows also, it's actually a hard plastic. It's not a glass. And I'm also told if you scratch it, you can actually buff it out. So that's pretty cool. So your shades have here's the close, and then down, and then everyone has a screen. The only thing about the screen, I'll show you on another window, is it doesn't secure on the sides, where we actually almost lost our cat on one of them because he figured that out and was trying to crawl out the window. So just be careful with that. Another thing that we did in here is we've had this in our other motorhome we have, is one of these hanging baskets. Comes really handy, doesn't drill into anything, just hangs over the door, and lots of either shoes or whatever you want to store within there. The refrigerator is actually not propane. It is only electric and battery. So that'll be new for us. We've always had a 3-way. So far, there's not too much that runs on the battery. So like I said out front, we have 2 batteries, so I'm thinking we should be fine with that. As we keep it charged if we're boondocking. All the cupboards, of course, have these doorknobs that lock in place. So there's quite a bit of space under there. I'm still going to add a shelf that goes across here so you can double up. And they lock just like that. And here's another one. Again, we got a couple baskets. Still could go with a little high shelf up there, just to put, you know, your towels or whatever organization that you want to do. We love to be organized. And then there's a drawer here that pulls out. And again, I've seen some neat things on YouTube with this drawer. A guy had done his dividers and then did like a puzzle where you could slide the top over each other, so you could have access to what was on top and what was on bottom. So that was kind of cool. Okay. The only thing with this door is also be aware. We had our cat in here who was quite curious. I'm wondering if they can't stand up here and push this down, and it opens the door, even when it's in the lock position. So in the lock position, just push it down, it opens. So if you do have a creative pet, you might want to think about maybe blocking that or doing something that they would not learn how to open that. So we have it set up where the bed's already made. There's so many different ways you can do this. Some people have got another table bracket here. It's actually $65 through New Camp. Kind of expensive for really what you get, but we did order one. I haven't installed it, but some people put it, take it and add it right here, so the table's further over to the right, and then they can make their bed come across this way and keep it up. This bed right there actually pulls up in the back into a couch. So it's on, I forget what you call those things, but basically you pull the back of the backboard up and it clicks into place, and then you pull on the strap and it clicks out of place and it will go back down. under those towels right there, there's actually some storage that you can store items under the bed area, and there's more storage under this area as well when you lift up the cushion. Under this cushion area here, I'm not going to lift it up right now, but that's where the Aldi system is. I have a video on how to make sure you're getting hot water, and it will show that area. I'm also going to do another video on the Aldi system altogether for troubleshooting. These Lundy tables, they move around. So here, there you go. We got your booth all set, ready to go for 2 people or whatever, 1 person. And then you can easily put it aside, and it goes all the way around 360. So one of the things we did was we got rid of the microwave. I know a lot of people use microwaves. We never use our microwave. In our trailers, we've always used the microwave for storing bread, you know, bowls, different things. And we just decided, because there's such a small trailer here, that we could use every space we could find. And so I removed the microwave. I cleaned up the wires. These wires were all over the place. And so they're all nice and put back there. We'll have a door made for this area, and that will be a whole nother cabinet we can use. You do have a sound system here. Took me a while, but and I can cover that in another video as well to show it all live. But the mode, if you go into, you know, they have a mode button, BT, which is, most people would know, but it actually took me a while to figure it out, is Bluetooth. So if you actually pair your phone, your iPad, to this on the Bluetooth mode, everything you're watching on your iPad, movies, you know, whatever, will come out in the speakers. These speakers that are in the tab trailer. So you have surround sound. And so what we did was we removed the TV. They had a 12-volt TV here. Again, just something else to draw from the battery. I cleaned up the wires all behind here, put tubing around them, and stored them. I still have the cable connections there if needed. And then I ordered, I'll have these links at the bottom of the video, but I ordered this bracket that holds an iPad, and I attached it to the TV mount. And now we can put our iPad right here. This trailer is so small, you don't need a big TV. We put the iPad there. We've downloaded our movies. We have, you know, Netflix and Hulu and Prime Video, and we can watch everything right here from the iPad. If you want news, you can, you know, obviously watch it from YouTube. There's so many resources out there for watching from the iPad, and it just makes it simple. You know, we feel like the tab life is simple and not complicated, and so that's worked out really well. Bathroom. Here's the bathroom. Now they've gone with a solid door versus the glass door for privacy. We have a couple chairs sitting in here, but you'll see pretty roomy. Here's the toilet. Put that right there. And then you have your buttons right there to flush it. And as I showed you outside, there's a opening that will open up when you flush it, and you will be good to go. Pretty easy. I mean, I like that so much better than having a black tank and having to worry about the hose. Here's the sink. We've got some miscellaneous stuff in here right now. We have not used that. I don't know that I'd stand in here and use the sink. So we're probably going to come up with some ideas for that. The shower, we've kept the same at this point. May come up with a different option on that too, but for now, everything seems to work out well. We had a hard time with our hot water when we first got it, because the dealer did not set the Aldi system right, and we had to figure that out ourselves, and I have a whole video on how to do that as well if you're having any hot water, or especially if you get a brand new unit, you want to make sure that hot water has been set. Other than that, it's pretty much our strategy with some of the trailers we've had and motorhomes is we remove the things that we don't use. It takes the weight off. It makes it more roomier, and we also, especially with something this small, we also try to do things over a period of time to make things very efficient. When you get 2 people in a small trailer like this, you got to work out the process. I think many of you will laugh if you have a tab trailer on how that was in the beginning. You know, one person comes in, oh, you better sit down, you know, while I walk around. But if you got everything kind of organized, set up, everything has a place where it goes. It's a process, and you've got that down. It works out really well. Okay, so there is a fan at the top. It's a 3-speed fantastic fan. You can use it in reverse as well as forward and set the speed. It works out really well if you want to get air circulation and have a couple of your windows open and then reverse the speed out. It kind of works like a whole house fan in your house that you might have. Very handy. So the new tabs do come with the Aldi system, which many are familiar with. It's a very long process, so I won't be covering that on this video. But basically, it will cover you for electric or propane when you want to heat your water or your temperature monitoring inside the tab itself. Everything is done from this panel that you see here. It can be confusing, especially as a new owner, so it's something you want to get familiar with and the correct settings. But there's a lot of resources out there to learn from, and we will have a separate video on this Aldi panel by itself. There is a separate instrument panel for your tank levels and your lights. So here's the instrument panel. It's really basic. It gives you, let's see, we have the battery, the freshwater tank. We don't have black water, so that's why it says not applicable. The gray water, the battery charge, and whether it's good, fair, or low. And see, the water pump. That will be a whole another conversation and video I'll show you as far as dry camping and how to use that water pump. Porch lights, accent light, and sink light. So a pretty basic panel. Does obviously come with a smoke detector. So that's it. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. All right. Take care. Thanks again, and please subscribe so you can see what we do for upgrades on this unit.